Want to really get under a woman's skin? Forget anger, forget criticism. Just ignore her. Ignoring her hits harder than any insult you could muster. For men, being ignored isn't a big deal. We're used to it. But women? They can't handle it. They crumble without attention. It's their kryptonite. When women lose the spotlight, it messes with them on a deep level. They crave attention far more than men do. Ever notice a woman spending thousands on makeup just for an Instagram pic? It's all about that validation. Sure, men want attention too. We compare ourselves to other guys, sizing up our place in the social hierarchy. But we're also introspective, finding our identity from within. Women, on the other hand, are hyper-aware of how others perceive them. It's a part of their experience that's hard for men to grasp fully. So, if you want to shake a woman's world, pull back your attention. Watch her reaction. She won't cope well, and that's where you'll see just how much she depended on your validation. A man with real talent and skill? He can shrug off other people's opinions because he's rock solid in his own worth. But women crave social validation, like an addict craves a fix. Evolution has hardwired the female brain to constantly seek social feedback. That's why women are obsessed with fame far more than men. They're always trying to become models, Instagram influencers, TikTok stars, singers, or actresses. It's not about a deep-seated passion for music, acting, or fashion. It's about the attention, the fame. Sure, some women are genuinely creative, but many young girls see these pursuits as mere tools to grab more attention, feeding that insatiable beast inside them. There's this constant ticking in their brains, a voice that demands they always be seen and valued by others to reassure themselves of their worth. It's this need for validation that drives them, not a love for the craft. So when you pull your attention away, it disrupts their entire world. They can't stand it, and that's when they start to unravel. It's tough for men to grasp the intricacies of female psychology, but understanding these differences can be a game changer. Women are wired in ways that are completely alien to men. If you can truly appreciate this, you can use it to your advantage by strategically ignoring women. Imagine this, a young, attractive woman who's used to men falling all over themselves for her. They're constantly agreeing with her, doing her favors, hitting on her, and just showering her with the validation she craves. This constant reinforcement tells her she's highly desirable. But then you come along and you don't play her game. You ignore her. Suddenly, her whole world starts to crumble. You might think, if she's getting validation from 99% of men, why would she care about one guy who doesn't give her attention? Surely, she'd just brush him off too. But no, that's not how our brains are wired. Evolution has conditioned us to focus more on negative things, on threats, than on positive reinforcement. Negative feedback sticks in our minds much more. The man who ignores her is like a creaky step on a staircase. He stands out. He didn't act like all the others, and suddenly she feels her sense of security threatened. She starts doubting her own value, and all her insecurities bubble to the surface. To recapture that sense of validation and security, she starts obsessing over him. He becomes the center of her universe, not because he showered her with attention, but because he didn't. Naturally, if you're just staying at home or walking down the street avoiding eye contact with everyone, technically you're ignoring women, but it won't have any impact. Women don't care about being ignored by someone who's already invisible to them. The real effect happens when a woman expects attention from men and doesn't get it. That's when she starts doubting herself. Her insecurities surface, and suddenly she becomes desperate to please you. And when I say desperate, I mean it in a way that's almost tragic. I've seen women do things for male validation driven by their insecurities to the point where it's downright heartbreaking. Some guys might think, okay, so should I just stop responding to her texts? Do I ghost her even if I'm desperate to talk to her? Sometimes that can work, but it's way more effective in person. You need to break her cycle. Stop acting in the predictable way she expects. Do the one thing she never anticipates. Ignore her. She won't know how to handle it, and in the confusion that follows, That's your chance to renegotiate the terms of your interactions to be more favorable to you. If your girl is being manipulative and starts an argument, claiming you don't care about her and fishing for your usual reassurance, try something different. Instead of telling her you love her and you're there for her, just ignore her. Can you see how powerful that could be? Because you've never done it before, it's even more impactful than getting angry. Sometimes women don't mind a man getting upset because it still reassures her of her importance to you. Remember, the opposite of love isn't anger, it's indifference. And that's what I'm advocating here, indifference. Ignoring her will throw her off balance. The first time you do this, she might kick and scream, but you must stand your ground. Do not reward negative behavior because it will only encourage more of it. When she calms down and starts speaking to you respectfully and rationally, then you can stop ignoring her and give her the validation she craves. Using the ignoring strategy isn't something you do indefinitely. It's a tactical move you employ based on specific negative behaviors she's displaying. If she's treating you well, being sweet and kind, there's no need for this approach. That's a healthy relationship. But when things start going south, that's when you bring this strategy into play. Ignoring women is a powerful tool to generate attraction, reduce toxic behavior, and redefine the dynamics of your interaction so that she's focused on earning your validation instead of the other way around. Think of it like martial arts, where you use your opponent's strength against them. Instead of blocking a punch and taking the hit, you step aside and let them fall from their own momentum. Men are so used to absorbing whatever women throw at them, desperate for any kind of female attention, that they're willing to endure all kinds of toxic behavior. It's time to break that cycle. Stop being the emotional punching bag. When you ignore her toxic behavior, it forces her to reevaluate her actions and realize that her usual tactics won't work on you. She'll start seeking your attention and validation, wondering why you're not reacting like every other guy. This shift in dynamics can make her more invested in the relationship, striving to earn your approval and respect. Ignoring her isn't about being cruel. It's about setting boundaries and refusing to tolerate disrespect. By not giving in to her negative behavior, you assert your worth and demand better treatment. This not only boosts your confidence, but also reshapes the relationship into one where you're not constantly chasing her validation. Instead, she recognizes your value and puts in the effort to maintain your attention and affection. Just as girls can't stand being ignored, another way to make her come crawling to you is to stop chasing her. I have put a video up here that goes into what happens when you stop chasing a woman in a relationship. You would be shocked at the lengths women would go to gain your attention when you start ignoring them. If you found this video helpful and want to continue leveling up in life, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, have a damn good day.